Hello, welcome to another video from IELTS.com. Today we're going to talk about word formation in IELTS. And for those of you who are not sure what word formation means, I've provided a sentence in Tagalog. My Tagalog pronunciation is not so good, even though I understand it. So I will attempt to pronounce the sentence correctly. Ipinapakita sa iyong ng video na ito kung paano gamitin ang mga salita sa bokabularyo sa iba't ibang paraan. So what that means is that this video is going to show you how to use words in different ways. So word formation is basically using words in different formats. Okay, so you will see in a second what I'm talking about, as this is a very big component of IELTS, and I advise everyone to practice this a lot, because this is where from my experience as a teacher, this is where a lot of students have problems. They don't know how to change words. They don't know what words to use. And this results in repetition, because you can't change the word, you just repeat the same word. And these are the things that bring your scores down. Okay, so let's have a look. So, word transformation is the ability to use the same word in different forms. Two of the main skills which will help you in the exam are the ability to be able to paraphrase and use synonyms. Paraphrasing is the ability to change words in a sentence, but to keep the same meaning. As an example, every title in every essay needs to be paraphrased. So you need this skill. Synonyms also are different words which have the same or similar meaning. Now, the reason for this word formation essay is IELTS actually treats word formation words as synonyms. So if you're using a word in a different format, it is classed as a different word, yes? So therefore it's essential to learn how to do this, and more importantly, practice it. So we're going to look at some of the steps involved and provide some examples. So what I've done is I've just chosen some words that appear mainly in task 2. This video is more for task 2 than task 1, because task 1, the language is the language of reporting, change, comparison. You can't really change the words. You don't get that much of an opportunity to change the words. For task 1, it's more about variety, changing from adjective, noun to verb, adverb, etc. So this is more for when you're writing, cursive writing, discursive writing for an essay in task 2. So some of the words here: progress, develop, affect, revolutionize, evolve, adapt, believe, prevent, need, oblige, conserve, establish, achieve, prohibit, exploit. These words could be used in a variety of essays. So this list is just a few of the many words which can be learned for the exam. The purpose of us choosing the words above is to demonstrate the different types of word formation. Sorry, it should be the purpose is. I just noticed that. Terrible teacher. Okay, so in many words in English consist of various forms. Here are 4 of the main ones: noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. This is what we're talking about, word formation. There will be situations where you will need to where you need to adapt your vocabulary to avoid repetition. Using word forms is a great way to do this. For our first example, we're going to take one of our four words and create 4 typical sentences from an essay. We're going to write similar sentences each time for each individual word, so you can see how you can effectively say the same or similar things, but just adjust your words, which in turn means you have to adjust your grammar slightly. Okay, so let's move on to our first word. Progress. Very common word in the exam. So, progress, here we have 5 forms. We have progress, which is an uncountable noun, to progress, which is a verb, here in infinitive form with the to added. Progressive is an adjective. Progressively is an adverb. Progression is a noun. So you can quickly see that when I say these words are treated as individual words by IELTS, if you used all 5 of these words in an essay, for example, they would all be counted as different words, not repetition, because they are different words. Right? So, some sentences. This sentence is about electric cars. Progress has been made in the development of the electric car. For electric cars to become an everyday road item, more progression is needed. So we have noun, progress, noun, progression. The industry is making progressive steps towards the electric car replacing the petrol engine. So progressive steps. Steps is the noun, progressive is the adjective. The car industry is progressively working towards the electric car becoming the norm on our roads. Norm is a short kind of, not a slang, I wouldn't say it's slang, because we do use it in academic situations. It means normal, but when you say the norm, it means the normal thing. So the last sentence, to achieve its goal of replacing the petrol engine, car manufacturers need to progress more quickly. So the last one is progress as a verb. And as you can see, I've color coded everything so you can see what each word represents. So look at the legend and then you'll see which word, how it's used in each sentence, whether it's a verb, noun, adjective, etc. As can be seen, the sentences all have the same or similar meaning, but the focus words have been reformed to adjust to the grammar of the sentence. And a slight note there, to progress is in the infinitive form of the verb, but it's still the verb. Develop. Words are develop, development, developing. Verb, noun, adjective. And as footnote here, or footnote to this, some words, not all words have all forms. For the last word, there were 4 forms, or 5 in fact. Some words don't have that many. In fact, many words don't have that many. But the average is 4. So you will see some with less, you will see some with more. So this is one example where we only have 3 word forms. So now the sentences I've got here are about governments producing food to feed people. Governments must develop more efficient ways of mass producing crops to feed people. So develop is the verb. The development of more efficient ways of producing increased crops is a priority for governments. And again, I've paraphrased a lot of these things here just to make it, keep it fresh and show you that you can write the same sentence in different ways. Developing nations need their governments to come up with more ideas to produce more crops more economically. So although the last sentence is slightly different from the others, the focus theme is still the same. It's about governments feeding producing more crops to feed more people. So the three sentences follow the same theme, even though the last one's slightly different. As long as the ideas remain the same, the vocabulary can be changed slightly. And the next one, very common word in everyday life, need. So here we have four. We have the verb need, we have necessary, the adjective, we have necessity, the noun, and necessarily, the adverb. Okay, sentences. Students need more support from the government to help fund their studies. It is necessary for students to be given support by the government for their studies. Funding aid by the government for students is a necessity, not a luxury. Students do not need to necessarily fund all of their studies. The government can assist them. So these sentences could easily be a part of an essay about education, university, or students. Could be any one of those three. Usually it's about education, and university and students come within the topic of education. And prevent, again, it's another word. We use it in conservation, crime, trying to prevent crime, prevent global warming, climate change, etc. So we have, again, four words: prevent, which is a verb, prevention, which is a noun, preventative, which is an adjective, and preventing, which is also a noun. So again, these sentences are about climate change and global warming, because this word is something that's kind of quite integral to this topic. As a society, we need to take measures, not measure. We need to take measures to prevent global warming from escalating. That's not good, because I thought I'd check this video, so that's another slight mistake on my behalf, which I apologize for. Our first priority with regards to climate change is prevention, followed by solutions. Globally, there needs to be steps taken to initiate preventative measures to combat climate change. So again, preventative is the adjective describing measures. Preventing climate change should be at the top of a country's agenda. This page I didn't check. I'm a bit annoyed with myself, but I'm sure you guys can understand what it's all about. So study the vocabulary in the video, and as you practice and learn new vocabulary, try to see if the words have different forms, the new words that you're learning, and make a note of them. Learning grammar and how to use words in sentences or new words should go hand in hand with expanding your vocabulary. What I mean by that is, when you expand your vocabulary, you learn word forms, but you also have to know how to use them grammatically. So you're learning the grammar of the grammar of those words in sentences, just like the last four examples you've looked at. So you can always look at the video again, take the words, practice writing sentences. Take some other words that are relevant to other topics. Try and find word formations for those words, and write sentences. Just keep writing sentences until you know, or until you feel comfortable writing them. Okay, so practice the exercises until you feel comfortable doing them. Your grammar and vocabulary must be accurate, but also varied to stand a chance of getting a good score. There will be homework provided for this lesson. So the end of the lesson, so click the link below to download the exercises. So i-click ang link sa ibaba upang i-download ang ejercicio. That I can't pronounce. That's always been very difficult for me to pronounce. So I'll let you have your laughing time at my expense. But please click the link. There will be a worksheet with a series of words for you to see if you can transform them and practice. Okay, thank you very much. Enjoy the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Watch as many videos as you want. If you have a request for any other types of videos, then please let me know. I will be making videos for the whole, sorry, for each element: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Most of my focus will be on writing and speaking, which are the two components that most students have that most of their issues with. So they will be the primary focus, but I will be doing reading and listening videos also. Thank you.